Clairbourn prepare you for high school academically? And I've asked the panelists to cover all major subjects: science, math, English, history, and foreign languages.
English, English, English. To me, I showed up freshman year and we had reading assignments due, and more than half of my class did not know how to annotate. And that to me was just so shocking. I was like, what? Like, they showed up and they didn't have any, and it wasn't their fault. I guess they didn't specify that you had to, or maybe they didn't, they just didn't know what it meant. And I remember in Mrs. Taylor's class having, oh yeah, it's been a while. But I remember analyzing passages, and I remember writing responses to passages in the book, and I remember annotating, and I remember writing essays. Some people didn't even know how to write essays, and like your 5-paragraph structure essay, and that to me was just mind-boggling. And some of the books that we've read, like, they still come up in my literature classes today, and I think that that class has helped me so much.
So, at least personally for me, I think that science within Clairbourn has helped me. For example, dealing with labs, learning how to learn data, collect data and other things such as that, have transferred into classes. For example, I'm in AP chemistry right now. Knowing simple things such as knowing how to write down data, knowing that you should write down everything, just like simple little things like that, specifically that we learned in our science classes. I was able to transfer into going into AP chemistry classes, whereas some kids had to learn that from the beginning, making the already difficult class even harder. So I think Clairbourn just really prepared me well in that essence for science.
Yeah, so I'm taking Latin right now at Flinders Prep, and that's offered as a 6th grade course here, but they don't continue it. You have to either go into French or Spanish, and that Latin course is just an introductory course for basic languages. But I found that Mrs. Barker was really helpful because I decided that I wanted to continue the Latin route, and so she would help me outside of classes and gave me tips and instructions on how to better master the Latin language, as well as doing French or Spanish as the curriculum suggested. So I feel like that the teacher, Mrs. Barker, really helped me out there.
I would say for me, history was definitely one of my strong suits here, and I really enjoyed the classrooms because, like I was telling these guys beforehand, like AP Euro and AP US have been literally my favorite courses in high school, and I think I attribute that mainly to my learning of history here. Like I said in my previous response, like the rapport that you can build in the classroom with your teacher really helps you find a deeper understanding of the subject, and like various figures that, most of history probably glosses over. Clairbourn finds the time to talk about it and kind of like seams together the whole story of history. So, yeah, I think history is the best.
So here it goes until Algebra 1, right? So for me, in LaSalle, as long as you have that Algebra 1 starting point, you can basically go as far as you want. So I am right now in AP Calc BC, and so you can either go straight to geometry your first year, or you can take geometry in the summer after you place. So it kind of gives you a vantage point from where you want to go. So if you really want to go far in math, or if you want to really get to know like the basics of math, and kind of gauge where you want to go.
The opportunity to participate in a Shakespeare play is something that I feel was so unique and so helpful for me. I remember it was my 8th grade year, and I wanted to try out, but I didn't at the same time. I ended up trying out, ended up getting one of the biggest parts. I remember looking at all the lines I had to learn, and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to learn all of these lines and then stand up with the light shining on my face? I was able to stand up here, and it just really gave me a platform to learn how to speak in front of people. And I feel like that's something that we all share. Every person at Clairbourn learns to find their voice.